we're doing this. I'm knitting. I'm probably just gonna wait here until people show up. That's what I'm good at. I'm good at waiting until people show up. I'm a very patient woman. Very patient, even though I've got bad posture right now. I probably shouldn't do this. This is a bad angle. Hang on. This is a bad angle. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, crap. So this is what happens when I move things around. And it's not how I like things. Good enough. Now you're at eye level. The last thing I need is, comments. Actually, let me move that out of the way so I can actually see the comments. That'd be nice. Hello, people. Welcome to the stream. I'm knitting a blanket for a friend. I hope everyone's day is better than mine. My day has sucked. I've been in bed for half the day. So, I'm not entirely sure if I can see chat from here, but I will do my best to read them. So we have 2 people already. I'm just wondering if more people are gonna show up. Oh, hi, Hannah. Hi. Wait, this is like the first stream you've been in. Hang on. AJ, this is the first stream you've been in, I think, since... I mean, you've been in my Twitch chat, but you... Jeez. See, if I had this formatted to where, we could go live together, I could do that, but, wait, can I? Hang on. Let me see if I can actually get AJ to join in the live, if possible. Is it possible? Nope, that's just to share for the audience. Darn. Darn. I can't do it because I didn't set it up right. Ugh. That's depressing. That's really depressing, but we live, we learn. But, had a fun day today. Spent most of the day in bed. In fact, I'm still in bed. Have not had the energy to change because if you are a girl in puberty or in your 20s, then you fully know what's going on. If you're a child, please talk to your parents. Today has just quite literally drained the life out of me. I also had a scare because an old fear of mine from like a couple months ago resurfaced, and I'm like, oh no, I better not be. Because for those of you who don't know, I made a video back in March about what happened in February. I quite literally had a Valentine's Day from hell. So, well, one of the levels of hell, but I digress. So, had that fear spark up again. I'm okay now because I realized, oh, thank goodness, I'm not carrying that guy's child. Because, if I will admit, yes, I do think that grape is not great. It's not okay. And what's even scarier is finding out that you have that guy's child. So, I had that fear for like 2 weeks after the incident on Valentine's Day. And it resurfaced this morning because I went down a rabbit hole. I went down a rabbit hole. I thought up so many scenarios. All of the overthinking thoughts that I worked so hard to work through came back. So I thought of so many different scenarios. I was panicking. Luckily, my stepmom was there to help. If not physically, she at least was available. Thank you, AJ. Yeah, I have a great support group in the event of that. It really threw me off because I'm doing so well in my life. The last thing I need is for God saying, boom, there's a child. And I'm what? Because the thing is, God does throw curveballs. And you never know when he's going to throw one. So you might think you're in the safe zone. And then something terrible happens and you're like, where did that come from? Like a child. I swear, AJ, anytime you do that, I just think of the Vine as like, there's only one thing worse than a rapist. Boom. A child. No. That Vine is so old and yet still a classic. The fact that Vine is now called Classics makes me feel old. I'm almost 20. I turned 20 in like several weeks. Next thing you know, I'm a withered old person. Ugh. Oh no. I'm just one more year away from turning 21, and then we're probably gonna have a drinking stream on my 21st birthday. We'll probably do like a try not to laugh challenge, and anytime old lady. Yes. Me and AJ will grow old together, and we will be the crackheads of the old retirement home. And we will be reading smut. Yes. AJ is my personal friend. She is amazing. She is truly amazing, and yeah, I wish I could see her as often as I could, but gas is expensive and she's in college. I'm going to be heading into college. Yeah. I'm going to be heading into college this year. Because I couldn't last year. Our financials were towards something else. So this year, I'll be heading into college. I'm going to be doing trade in carpentry and welding, and I will also be getting into some creative writing, just so that I can actually format my book properly. Creative writing is like poetry, short stories, essentially teaching you how to write a book or an essay or a report properly. I already know the basics of it due to my homeschooling experience. That, and I love to write. Good news, I finished chapter 2 of Claw and Shadow. I'm currently working on chapter 3. I should probably create like a new character, because I created a character that's similar to my own dad, and I think you guys would like him very much. Because, you know, he's this bartender, he used to be an expert swordsman, you know. Essentially, how I picture this character is like Henry Cavill in The Witcher, only with black hair instead of white hair. So, yeah. Also, I've lost some face fat. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I noticed this morning. I look good for my age. That, and, you know, I've been working. I've been doing, like, face filters, and I swear I look like my grandma Cece. Or my Nana Cece. She never liked to be called grandma. Yeah, I've slowly been losing weight, but that's mainly because I've sadly regressed back into my eating disorder. So I have sadly been skipping meals. I don't even realize I'm skipping meals until like late in the afternoon. Like I skipped lunch today, and if I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really feeling up for dinner. I feel very nauseous, and sadly, that's just what I have to deal with. See, my eating disorder came from my childhood, which was being forced to eat even when I was full. Okay, I will. But yeah, my parents would not let me leave the table until I finished my food, or, I was called ungrateful for not wanting to finish my food. So that created a guilt within me to where even at restaurants, I have trouble asking for a box for the food that I can't finish because I still have this fear and guilt for not being able to finish my food. Now, it has gotten better over the years, I will admit. AJ knows exactly what was going on 2 years ago when I first started my channel. Like, you can scroll back to like 2 years ago, you can see the difference between how I looked then and how I look now. For one, I was in braces at the time. Thank goodness I don't have them anymore. But I also struggled with eating. Also, my mother was starving me. She wouldn't let me eat certain foods. So that's actually why I don't speak to my biological mother. And, for those of you who have abusive parents, stand up for yourself. Yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, it's going to be difficult. But stand up for yourself. You are a human being. You should be treated as such. Now, I'm not saying throw a revolution against your parents. No. Especially if you have a narcissistic parent, gather evidence of, like, lies or, misinformation that they feed people. So that when the time comes, you can actually provide proof that, they said this thing and it doesn't match up with, the proof you have. Because narcissists are very inconsistent with their lies. My mother has narcissistic tendencies. I'm not labeling her a narcissist, but she has seen a psychiatrist. So I'm pretty sure he labeled her a narcissist. And she didn't listen, so. There was a point where my mother was an actual good mother. But I can count on both hands the few times she was actually a good mother. Probably like 8 or 9 times where she was actually a good mother in my 20 years of living. I'm almost 20. And over the past month and a half, I have been finding out new information about my mother through relatives and from family friends. And it's actually quite shocking. The fact that they didn't even know how badly my mother was treating me until I brought it up. My grandparents on my mother's side don't even know what she did. They don't. But I'm hoping to eventually inform them, especially about my childhood essay incident, because she lied to that side of the family about what happened. And I know that this is like a story you would find on Reddit, and I never thought I would have a story like this, because mothers are supposed to protect and, make sure that you're okay and that you're safe. My mother did not protect me. She will say that she did. She didn't. She protected me from, predators, yes, from the outside world, but not the ones in her own home. She didn't protect me from my uncle. She certainly didn't protect me from a lot of, men on the inside of the family who found me interesting when I was a child. And, currently my mother's trying to milk everyone for information about what happened to me this February. Yeah, you think? I've had several family members, but, I haven't seen them in ages. I just, as a 6-year-old, having your great uncle look at you in a weird way. Now, I might have misinterpreted it, but I was always uncomfortable with, extended family members. I did not like being around extended family members at all. Now, I developed a very interesting technique when, my uncle was doing horrible things. I pretended like everything was fine, and I was really good at it. So it then transferred over to, when I was a teenager. I would pretend everything was fine. Meanwhile, at the dead of night, at like midnight, 3 a.m., 5 a.m., I would be crying my eyes out because I'm a teenager. I don't know what's going on. No one's prepared me for being a teenager. I've been being prepared to be an adult, not a teenager. Being a teenager should be first before preparing to be an adult. Because teenagers have so many changes going on. Like, their brain won't think straight. They suddenly feel anxious, depressed, and every single negative thing hurts. Like, they'll seem fine, or like they're unbothered by it, but as soon as they're behind closed doors, they break down. That was kind of how I was, several years ago, even when I met Anna. Well, AJ. AJ was kind of my first pillar in helping me recover from my depression. Then came Kitty, or as you guys have seen in some of my tagged videos of him, King Kitty Skip. He was also a pillar that helped me get out of my depression. He helped me see that, I have value. I very much cared about. And that if I'm gone from this world, there are a lot of people who would miss me. And even last year when my sister died, I saw how much of what she did affected everyone. Like, her friends missed her, family missed her. Heck, even family friends who didn't know her that well missed her, but they were very impacted by her presence. I mean, heck, right now I'm trying to find a new meaning for my life. My entire life I've been the older sister. And the fact that my sister's gone, my brother won't speak to me, I feel like I'm not the older sister anymore. And when my dad gets remarried, I won't be. I'll be the middle child. Yeah, my brother no longer speaks to me. He's blocked my number. Even on the Xbox app, he won't talk to me. And I know that it's my mother's doing, but I can only hope that one day he'll realize just how bad she is. Maybe, next year, maybe 5 years from now. But one thing is for certain, I will be here for his graduation. My mother cannot stop me from coming to my brother's graduation at all. So, I'm probably going to do that. I think when I graduate college, I might actually join the Army. Because then, I'll have something to keep me sane while I'm in the Army, like writing. I can, grab a journal, write about my experience in the Army. Plus, writing is actually a very good form of coping when you have something traumatic happen. Because once you write it down, it's like that thought doesn't have as much power as it used to. Like, for instance, Valentine's Day, I wrote down about what happened in the incident, what was going on in my head. And now it's kind of like a distant memory, like it happened years ago. Now, for 2 months, I have been single. I'm very happy to be single because I know that I have not met the right man yet. Even though I wish I could. But now this is my interpretation. A lot of people have said I'm a little bit crazy for this, but the first man I ever loved has kind of been the measuring stick for my past relationship so far. And all of the guys I have ever dated have fallen short of that measuring stick. So, it's a little hard to realize that I still care about that man very much. But I haven't seen him in over a year. In fact, the last time I talked to him was just before I went into a hospital for a sudden collapse at work. Like, I fully collapsed at work. And my managers were very distressed because I didn't look good. I looked like I hadn't eaten or drinking anything. I looked like I was about to die, according to my lead manager at the time. So both of my managers were worried about me. They insisted I would go into the ambulance, get some tests done, and then, come back the next day if I was feeling up for it. Which, I'm glad that my managers noticed how I was feeling, because when I clocked in, I had biked all the way to my work. So it was like, I think 80 degrees out, and I was wearing a black uniform, so of course I was gonna get overheated. But when I got there, I clocked in, I was feeling a little dizzy, got myself some water. I took nausea medications to help calm my nausea at the time. But I think almost halfway through my shift, I was working there for like probably 30 minutes. So not even halfway through my shift. My manager pulled me aside. She said, "You're clocking out. You don't look good." They called my dad. They called 911 and they told me what medication, or they told the EMTs what medication I was on. So, it was not fun having that happen to me last year. But that guy was my best friend, one of my best friends to start out with, and then it developed into something more, which, lasted for a good long while. I think it was the happiest time I've ever been, because my friends noticed, my dad noticed, my sister noticed how much happier I looked Even with the fact that at the time I was stick thin and they were constantly worried about me. My sister knew that I suffered with self-harm for a long time. She didn't say anything to our parents because she knew that if she said anything, there was a risk of me continuing or being sent off. And in a way, I thank her for it, because my mother, as soon as she found out, put me on lockdown. I was not allowed to go anywhere. I was not allowed to use anything sharp. I wasn't even allowed to shave. Which, as a teenager, yeah, you kind of do need to shave in certain parts. But I was not allowed to use any sharp object without supervision. I felt like a prisoner in my own home. But this guy, he actually helped me in a way to where I didn't harm myself as often as I did before I met him. AJ, she helped me a lot. She kind of coached me into, you know, finding other methods that are less damaging. Because, you know, she was in the same boat at one point. So, I'm grateful for those two people in my life. And, you know, I love them both. They are, you know, my best friends. And I will always consider them my best friends. So, yeah. I'm actually gonna see if I'm gonna turn this on. There we go. I have to tap through that so many times because it just doesn't want to work. I'm gonna see if I can share the stream with yeah, let's do you know what, never mind. Ooh, hang on. There's actually a YouTube friend of mine. I could probably see if I could get him into the chat, maybe. Okay, that's just chat right there. Okay. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Right now, I'm working on a baby blanket for a friend of mine. She has a beautiful baby girl. So, that, and she's kind of been helping me with my cousin, Vic, who is stubborn as hell. My cousin Vic is very stubborn. So it's nice that I have someone else who is helping me with the stubbornness. Like we've been talking about, you know, what we'll do on my cousin's wedding day. Like, we will force her to get ready and get to the church on time. She's gonna probably hate us for it, but she'll thank us in the end because we got her there on time. And trust me, my Hi, Jazzle! Welcome to the stream. Right now I'm just talking and, you know, working on a blanket for a friend. Because I don't have much else to do. And I don't know. There's only 2 people in the stream. So I've only been live for like 30 minutes. Holy crap. I'm just chilling at the moment. Is this what you do, like, the first 30 minutes, Jess? Food is always important.
Always important. Yes, eat food, drink water. Thank you, AJ. I just kind of wish more people would join the stream because... yeah. If more people join the stream, I'm sure it would be great. But I think the most amount of people I've had in one stream was like 20 people. I don't know, maybe. I try to be somewhat nostalgic and, you know. Okay, I think after I'm done with this row. Oh, Deadpool? I think he's either downstairs or in my cousin's room at the moment. I don't know. But I think after I'm done with this row, I'm actually gonna start writing chapter 3 of my book. If I can remember where my computer is. Cause yeah, I like to write, I like to knit, I like to read books. Oh my goodness. That, and I like to, you know, bring up some of my nostalgic stuff. Like, for instance, I collect knives. I am a very big collector on knives. This is... Ooh. Could have stabbed my leg there for a second. Be careful with knives. Don't try this at home, kids. This is a butterfly knife I found at yes, stabby. Yes. This is a knife I found at a lake by my old house. I have a multi-tool, and I also have a knife that my uncle gave me for my 13th birthday. So, a tradition of my family is when you turn 13, you are gifted a knife. Because it is essentially your introduction to protecting yourself and using your knife for survival. Now, you are taught to maintain your knife, how to sharpen your knife, and how to decorate your knife. However, this one is missing a few pieces. Like, there is no lock for this knife, so I need to find a case for it so that if I carry it in my pocket, it doesn't slip out and fall open on the ground, possibly hurting someone. That's not cool. And then, of course, I have this, which is... This was something that my sister always had. So it is essentially an Aurora Borealis nightlight that she always had. And it's got 2 clicks. So you can just have one light, or you can have both. And this one just does colors. So you can have like different colors and whatnot. And it's lovely. Or you can have both. And then you get the whole like sunset effect on this. And this was one of my sister's favorite things. And now it's my favorite thing. So I will have this on sometimes. I might have it on tonight. But look how pretty this is. You have a nice Aurora Borealis right there. So that's always nice to have. And of course, you know, AJ knows that I'm a very big collector of swords. I'm... Yes, pretty. AJ is also very fond of shiny things. She's like a crow. She will gravitate towards shiny. That, and she's loud. She's a very loud person who loves shiny things. And that's why I love her. Although I am yes, thank you. Oh, man. Okay, of course you would put glitter on a stabby thing. You would probably have glitter coated arrows if you could. It's like, oh, congratulations, you've been, shot with an arrow with glitter. Is that how you do glitter bombs? You just shoot an arrow that's covered in glitter. There's a glitter bomb for you. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I really hope my friend. Yes, your version. Yes, this is. Yes, that. Jazzle meet AJ. AJ meet Jazzle. So AJ is my best friend in person. Jazzle is one of my friends on YouTube. One of them. I have another friend. Technically, he's from my Twitch channel, but I haven't talked to him in like a year, so I don't even know if he's still around. I've been trying to get a hold of him. Poor guy. I don't know what else I can do right now. I'm still in my pajamas. Geez, what am I supposed to do? I think I could just write. Need my charger. So, I like to decorate my... I like to decorate my laptop with stickers. So I've got a variety of different stickers. This one is my favorite because it's toe beans. It's cat paws and it's the toe beans. And I find it adorable. Okay. Yes, thank you for thank you for noticing the stickers. Yeah, her channel's kind of hard to find. If you find, I think, Jazz, I think if you go to one of my shorts, just find AJ Nell tagged in the description. I think, because she's tagged in some of my shorts. Please tell me you cannot hear him. I can hear my cousin through the wall. I have no idea what he's doing, but he's like, I don't know, either singing or screaming at the top of his lungs. Oh. I know, my cousin, loudest. I wish I didn't have a loud cousin. I wish I had a quiet one. He's quiet most of the time during the day, but you know. Let's actually pull up the Google Doc and... Ugh. No, that was a white screen. Ugh. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Now, I kind of wish I had a better working laptop, but you know, I have this. Now, I'm not going to reveal the pictures I'm using, not until I post them, because I don't exactly want there to be too many spoilers. I'm gonna turn down the brightness just a bit. I think he's singing, but it sounds like a strangled llama. I don't know what he's doing in there. Okay. Okay, why is Grammarly giving me suggestions that I don't need? Oh. Okay, there's punctuation there. Oh, goodness gracious. He's still going in there. It sounds like he's strangling a llama, or maybe himself. I'm scared. I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. Oh my goodness. Yes, he does. You are very right there, Jassel. He does need mental help. Oh, that's... We're gonna dismiss that. Oh my lord. Lord. So I have Grammarly as a thing. What the actual... Ah! Tabs are opening and I'm scared. Accept. Punctuate. Get rid. Tab. Okay. Okay, apparently I have a lot of... I have a lot of... Oh my goodness. I have so many grammatical mistakes, and I'm trying to fix them all. I hope that at some point when I get monetized, I can actually partner up with Grammarly and be like, yeah, this is a good app to use. You should totally use it. Because I use it all the time in my writing. Because it's good, because sometimes I forget how grammar works. And grammar is always changing because, you know, as the language evolves, so does the punctuation. So what was commonly known back in like the 90s, 80s, what have you, is now completely different today. So back in like the 80s, that grammar would be incorrect today. But, you know. Like, how am I forgetting the fact... Like, I'm forgetting how a period works, how a comma works, how a semicolon works. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm literally just correcting all my grammatical mistakes at this point. Oh, finally, I fixed it! Woohoo! I fixed it. Yeah. And what's great is, I probably should not be talking about Grammarly as much, but they do have an AI that checks for plagiarism. Because what AI is commonly used now, especially in like colleges and like in certain colleges and in high schools, they will check for plagiarism using AI. Like, sure, you're not allowed to use AI to do your homework, but the teachers will use AI to check for plagiarism. Because even though you can reword like the entire sentence, if it sounds familiar to, you know, a common piece of work, then they will automatically assume plagiarism. Oh my lord. Okay. I think I'm good. There were like 56 grammatical mistakes that, you know, that the thing detected. What the Oh, cool. It's currently tracking, you know, my writing. That's awesome. So we have about 10 pages. And I always have to look at the format. So let me just copy this. Okay. Ah! No. You son of a twat. And everyone's gone. I'm gonna be talking to myself the rest of the stream. Awesome. Then we're gonna paste this. And then we're going to... See, for those of you who don't know what I'm doing, I'm essentially creating a story. I'm now on chapter 3. I'm carefully formatting how I want this chapter to go. We have a prologue which introduces you to Kai. Now, I'm hopefully going to see if I can get some of my friends to voice characters in this book. Now, I may have to either ask them to get a microphone or something that has a good quality audio so that it's kind of like a full cast. Now, I think he's dying. You know, let's put this writing assignment aside for now. I'm gonna go see what he's doing. Man. We're gonna break into his room. You sound like...
I will stop this live if I have to. I will stop this fucking live.
They could already hear you through the fucking wall. Hang on.
Bro. Bro,
What?
don't fuck with me.
You do realize they could hear you through the wall, right?
Okay, and I'm practicing to learn how to sing the song. Problem?
It sounds like you're strangling a llama.
Fuck you.
He's mean.
Yeah, in your ass.
I'm sorry, I'm concerned when you sound like you're actually dying. It sounded like you were either choking yourself or a llama. Possibly both.
Appreciate the words. Now you can leave now.
I'm just saying, a little work.
That's nice. Yep.
Okay, I think he's okay. Ugh, where'd you come from?
Dang. Trying to be helpful, but anyways, I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.